Hey everyone, so today I'm gonna do a Euro 2020, or I should say 2021 predictions. So I just wanna right off the bat say that this is not some kind of fake FIFA video or Pro Evolution Soccer video. I'm just gonna talk about the real groups and who I think is gonna qualify from each group. So let's start with Group A, and it looks really, really tough on paper, actually, that one. So we have Turkey, Italy, Wales, and Switzerland. So Italy, of course, are usually the favorites going into tournaments, but remember that they did not qualify for the last World Cup, for example. They had issues. I think now the issues are somewhat addressed, so they can be dangerous again. But looking at this group, though, I would say Wales is pretty inconsistent and probably is the weakest team here. And Switzerland, well, Switzerland usually play within their means. It's a decent team, but not spectacular. Turkey, on the other hand, right now in the World Cup qualifiers, is in a pretty tough group. It's with, okay, let me get it. It's Group G. You got Turkey, Netherlands, Montenegro, Norway. So Montenegro, okay, you can say it's not a super strong team, but they're good, they're decent. Norway, of course, right now is on the rise. You got Netherlands, of course, usually a powerhouse. So Turkey right now is at the top of that group. So I would say that Turkey is has a pretty good chance, and I would probably say Italy. So let's just change the color here to red. And so we got Turkey and Italy. So I would say these two. Group B, you got Denmark, Finland, Belgium, and Russia. So Finland are the newcomers. They really haven't qualified for anything uh, like in recent history. And I would say that, going into a new tournament, you're kind of inexperienced. That can weigh against you, but it can be in your favor as well. But I just don't think Finland is going to get out of that group. Denmark, very solid. They started really well in the World Cup qualifiers. Belgium, of course, are ranked number one in the world. Okay, we can disagree about the ranking because you can say, well, what have they won? Nothing. And they're still number one. So, but okay, they are very, very strong. And Russia is recently, like since the World Cup they are more compact and, strong in a way, but it's a team without real stars, so to speak. Yeah, there are a few players which are better than others, but overall, it is not a very strong team. So I'm gonna go for Belgium as group winners and probably Denmark as runners up. Russia probably gonna finish third in there. All right, next group we got Netherlands, Ukraine, Austria, and North Macedonia. So first of all, a word about North Macedonia. First of all, they were called former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. Then that was not good anymore, and now they're calling themselves North Macedonia. Just call yourselves Macedonia then. It's just go simple. Anyway, Macedonia, not a strong team. I know they beat Germany recently in the World Cup qualifier, and they have 6 points in that group, which is pretty good. But I just don't think they are at a level which can compete with other nations at the moment. Ukraine, Austria, that's kind of a toss-up, really. I don't think either one of them is stronger. So Netherlands, okay, so again, on paper, they do have the best players, but we know Netherlands. They collapse from time to time, or often recently, I should say. So that makes it kind of tough to predict. I'm still gonna go for Netherlands. They should get out of the group. Come on. If they don't, that's gonna be just embarrassing. As runners up, I'm gonna put maybe Ukraine, but it's really, really kind of a toss up between them, Austria, and even Macedonia to a certain extent. So Next group, we got England, Croatia, Scotland, and Czech Republic. So England, of course, and Croatia did really well at the last World Cup. England and Croatia, in fact, played each other, if I'm not mistaken, and Croatia won that game. Croatia went on to the final, of course, losing to France. So yeah, Croatia, definitely don't underestimate Croatia. They always find the team to beat other teams. Like, for example, we saw that recently with Dinamo Zagreb beating Tottenham in the Europa League. So yeah. Okay, Scotland and Czech Republic. Scotland, I would argue, is still the weakest in this group. Czech Republic is above it just because they are more experienced when it comes to Euros in general, and they have a more compact unit. But okay, if you compare these two to England and Croatia, it's still kind of hard. So I really don't see them beating England and Croatia. So England, Croatia going through. Group E, we got Spain, Sweden, Poland, and Slovakia. So Slovakia, for me, looking at this, is the weakest team in this group, so I don't think they're going to get out of it. Spain, Sweden, Poland. So Spain, I would say, are the favorites, although they do have their issues at the moment, but I still think they're going to probably tweak a few things and figure it out by the Euros. It's not going to be chaos like at the last World Cup where a few days before the World Cup, their manager was changed. That's not going to happen. So they're going to be more organized, definitely. Sweden and Poland, though, that's kind of a toss-up. Yes, Poland have Lewandowski and maybe Zielinski, but apart from that, though, the team is not like super strong. Sweden is kind of the same thing. They rely on, Grandpa Ibrahimovic and maybe one or two other players. But again, as a team, they're not very, very strong. So who is going to come out between them two? I don't know. I would say Poland, but like only just, it's going to maybe be like a goal difference or something like that. Finally, Group F, you have Hungary, Portugal, France, and Germany. This is another tough group. It's like Group A. It's except Hungary. I don't think Hungary is a strong team, but Portugal, France, and Germany, one of the big boys is going to go home in the group stage. So who is it? Well, Germany has its issues right now. It seems that the coach, for example, selects people based on their club teams instead of actually form. So you got people from Chelsea who are not performing at Chelsea, but just because they're playing for Chelsea, they are good enough to be in a national team. And well, I disagree with that completely, but obviously the coach doesn't see it that way. And that's why maybe they lose to North Macedonia in qualifiers. So yeah, Germany has issues, like has balance issues. Yes, Germany is generally strong when it comes to tournaments, but again, right now I just feel they're kind of up and down. A team in development, in rediscovering themselves, and I don't know. I don't see them doing really well at the Euros, but we never know. It's still Germany. It's Germany. France, on the other hand, usually tends to be pretty solid at tournaments, so I'm gonna go with them. And I'm just gonna maybe angle for Portugal here because, well, they got Ronaldo, and again, as a unit, they seem to be, although they do have their issues as well right now, but as a unit, they seem to be more cohesive than Germany. And it's probably going to be like a difference of 1 point or something like that. It's going to be very, very tight, this group. But let's remember that at the last World Cup, Germany went out at the group stage with just 3 points. They just had that one victory against Sweden, and that's it. So it could happen again here. They could beat, let's say, Hungary, but then, lose to Portugal and France, and then that's it. 3 points is not good enough to go through. So anyway, that's kind of my opinion. Of course, everybody has their own opinions. If you have your own predictions, please let me know in the comments section. It's just for fun, basically, of course. That's it, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye bye.